technically in any of those games. Um, so the fact that they have one concurrent character is kind of cool. But man, is that guy the character that's in it is a fucking dick. His
What do you
his name
mean?
is so the first time you encounter him in Dark Souls 1, you just beat a boss, and it gets to this really dark area. And when you get there, you see him standing at the ledge. He's like, "Yeah, there's like a bunch of treasure down there. Kind of dark though, but I think we might be able to get it." And he's like, "Hey, can you see anything?" And then when you go look, he kicks you off the edge,
Yeah.
and there is treasure down there, but there's a bunch of skeletons down there to fight. And then he does the same thing in the next however so many games. And this game isn't any fucking different. There's a chest sitting in the middle of the room. You go to open it, and then he stabs you in the back, and he starts to fight. And then once you get his HP down to half, um, he starts, "No, please don't stop." Like,
I was just fucking with you.
well,
And then he
and then he
kicks you off
becomes
again.
a no, he might, I don't know, but he becomes a merchant in Dark Souls 3 after he does that bullshit to you.
Nice, nice.
So it's funny because in Dark Souls 3, the last DLC is technically the end of the world. It's like everything is collapsing. Um, Actually, quite literally, everything's collapsing because you can see remnants of the world from Dark Souls 3, but also Dark Souls 1 clumped together and crushed. And you're walking across and you're like, oh, this is the beginning area to this, but over there's the, third area over here, blah, blah, blah. Patches is at the
Where?
fucking end of the world. There are three people alive. You, Patches, and this other motherfucker that you have to fight. Patches transcends just space and time.
He is the Dark Souls.
He is the Dark Souls character of Dark Souls, dude. He is Mr. Dark Souls.
The Mr. Dark Souls.
But
Mr. Daddy Doc Sauce.
the game is really fun. It's open world, which is different compared to all of their Dark Souls games.
Right.
There's a lot to do. I've heard the game is really long, but they've taken a lot of parts of the past Dark Souls games, combined them, and it's become brilliant. It's so good
That's good. Whenever they
playing
can
it.
whenever they can connect a bunch of games together, it's always fun. Especially when you got to go out of your way to like look for the lore.
Right?
But
Yeah, this one. So far the lore is kind of slapping your face a little bit, but I'm sure there's a lot that I don't know yet.
yeah. So, welcome to the Mere Nonsense podcast
Near
Yes,
nonsense.
where
Near nonsense.
Brad talked about his first experience with Elden Ring after
Popped my Elden Ring cherry.
after 3 days of just watching people play it.
I haven't watched a single person touch it.
No.
All you've
Uh-uh.
done is watch
I
people play.
refuse.
What do you mean?
I refuse.
That's all of the people that you normally watch for stream.
Billy even played it. And
I
Billy doesn't
watched-
play
Billy
Dark
played it
Souls.
with Z.
You guys already beat it. You guys speedrun world record it.
Yeah.
Proud of you guys.
Yeah,
It was
and we
fucking
managed to
nuts.
change the camera angle too to like a bird eye view.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like RuneScape.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Got our mining and wood cutting all the way up to like level 100.
And our foraging.
I want you to know Billy's literally playing Lost Ark and doing that right now.
I'm actually not. I'm still in my fucking match for what's it called?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Hell Let Loose.
You're still playing Yu-Gi-Oh?
These
Yeah, that's
I'd rather
actually
be playing
the alternative name for it. Hell Let Loose.
What's the difference? So speaking of Yu-Gi-Oh, that event was like last week or the week beforehand, which I thought was cool. I don't like how it was XYZ specific just because I don't know anything about XYZ,
Right.
but I like that they're going in that direction with these events.
Yeah.
Well, you
Um,
took the survey that they offered, didn't you?
The
Survey.
what?
They have a survey for like how you felt about the
Oh.
event.
No, I did not.
No, I'm sure enough people were vocal about it. I feel like that community of Yu-Gi-Oh is just super vocal when something just doesn't sit right. Because
Yep.
apparently
I mean, I was
there
vocal
was
in it.
like what, maybe a handful, less than a handful of decks that were just completely stomping everything else.
It's all
Yeah,
the fucking Utopia decks.
that's just kind of how Yu-Gi-Oh is too.
Yeah.
I mean, you can. I mean, in the overarching Yu-Gi-Oh game, you can create like a bunch to make things viable. Like, you can make a pendulum beat a XYZ deck. You could probably get a synchro that could beat a pendulum deck.
So I think you
But
might have, Brad. I don't know about you, Billy, but have you seen like the old any of the old episodes? Like, let's say just one duel, and how long it actually takes, like how many turns they actually took to finish off the duel. Whereas, like, just think about it this way: it was, let's say, for example, a 4 episode duel.
right,
When
Hmm.
in reality, it could have just been like a 3 turn type of duel. It's just there's so much talking in between that you think it's actually a longer duel than it usually is. But I mean, it's
Well, that they also conduct their turns a little differently because it feels like on both turns, one person draws, and then you have another person that, um, or like both players also can summon a monster or attack. Is what it seems like in some of them at least.
yeah,
I know I was watching one earlier because I'm in the middle of watching the series now, and I was like, wait a second, like they're attacking each other, even though it's fucking Yugi's turn. Why is Pegasus attacking with this card when it's not his turn to attack?
hmm. Well, that that show always did break its own rules. So
Hmm.
I I can't remember what was that. So you were actually watching Pegasus versus Yugi then?
Yeah, I just finished that up a little bit ago.
See, I feel like that doesn't really happen though. Like
It
after
happens quick.
after Duelist Kingdom, at least
Well, yeah, so
with
they're
like a
just
counter
now.
attack, I guess.
Well, because it's always like fucking. I guess maybe it's not them attacking like I'm thinking it is. It's this person's attacking, but they activate a spell card that or a trap card, that gives it a point more attack points or something, and they're like, hey, instead of your monster attacking, my monster attacks and it destroys yours.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
I don't know, man. The show's just kind of wonky. I just like seeing
yeah,
some of the monsters fight each
Like when
other.
Call of the Haunted brings back every monster in your graveyard and makes them zombie types.
right.
Or
They really
how
take
or
liberties
how
for their own game.
Joey's trump card is always a new card that you've never heard of, unless
What
Joey's
do
it's
you
trump
mean?
card is always Time Wizard,
Wizard, yeah.
or grave robber.
Yeah,
right?
or Grave Robber, yeah.
No, but I feel like, so for the most part, everyone has their main deck. Every season they might come out with like a new card, maybe 2 new cards. Like Kaiba, instead of just focusing on Blue Eyes, he came out with those XYZ monsters, and then Yugi with the Magnet
Silent Sword.
Warriors.
Oh, Magnet
Mhm.
Warrior, yeah.
Um, and then you just see fucking Joey always having something aside from his, the Time Wizard and Red Eyes Black Dragon. Everything is always new for him. Like he's always switching it up.
I play my Red Eyes Black Dragon, my trump card. Psych, I actually have a god card now somehow. Get fucked, you.
Before they even find out about God cards.
Yeah, right.
I play Mirror Force. This is the first one ever.
You know how many times I've thought about throwing Mirror Wall into my shit?
No.
Quite a bit.
Why?
It halves the attack of fucking monsters when they attack you.
So
But you gotta pay 1,000 life points to fucking
it's
keep it on the
just
field.
Okay, but does it matter when you're playing against a Numeron deck that has a monster with
right.
15 billion attack?
That takes
I
no
use
battle.
I used my Numeron deck against one of my other friends earlier, and he surrendered after I destroyed his monster with the second Numeron. He's like, I know what happens here.
That's so cheap, man. I don't like that deck. It's just so cheap.
You know what? He was the only person that I've actually had any kind of success against it. I mean, the first two times that I used it, I probably botched something up when I was special summoning because I either A, only brought one out instead of all four, or B, like, ended my turn on fucking accident, or not ended my turn, but like special summoned Numeron C1 gate, which when you do that, it banishes all the cards, and then you bring it out of the field next turn. But there were a couple times where people just straight up negated the effects of my monsters and made their attacks 0, and I could do nothing about it.
Yeah, there's a lot of things you just don't really know about that game unless you're super invested into it, like the people that have been playing for years. They know every single card, how these fucking meta decks work, how to like counter everything. Yeah, no,
Trapagates.
that's just so much, dude. It's just so much to deal with. I just want to have fun.
I just want to see the really cool monsters, specifically the dragons.
Yeah,
I like the dragons.
yeah. Half the time, I
Like,
just enjoy looking at the artwork instead of actually playing the game.
yes.
I uh I am literally the definition of judge a book by its cover when I play Yu-Gi-Oh! Where I'm just like, man, this monster looks cool. I want to play it, and it could be the worst card
Exactly.
ever. Like
Yep.
like
Copycat.
five like five head or five-headed dragon. Five-headed dragon is probably like one of the worst cards you could have, but it looks so cool.
Eh, I
So
don't like that card.
Don't and me.
Z,
Fuck you.
you remember Z when we were talking about the quintuplet magician
Yeah,
or quintet
quintet. Yeah,
magician?
because Brad sent us
Like
the picture, right? Didn't you get it
that
like first crack,
guy,
Brad?
I think I saw it somewhere. Was it Brad that sent it to us?
I'm pretty sure it was him.
Uh,
I have no idea what you're talking about.
It
but
was
it's like it's a spellcaster version of the five-headed dragon, right? Except
Yeah.
instead of different elements, it's just spellcasters. Well,
yeah,
five
five different
spellcasters,
spellcasters. Yeah,
but if you use ones with different names, it has an effect of clearing the opponent's monsters. And my buddy used that on me, and he had like five spellcasters, but two of them had the same name, so it didn't get to clear my board. And I was laughing at him. I was like, I was thinking about adding that card to my deck, and here you are fucking using it on a Gravekeeper deck of like all things.
Yeah, I've never heard of this card. That's pretty cool though.
you know the Endymion deck. They made two versions of it. So like the first version, it's almost like I guess a trial run, and it was really
Mhm.
bad because it was just focused on spell
Spell
counters.
counters.
Yeah. So then they turned them into all of them into pendulum cards, and now they're just like some of the best pendulum monsters ever, or
Hmm.
deck, I guess. Like
I've actually been thinking about running one, an Endymion deck, because I have
you initially
a
did that,
bunch of them. Well, my deck in real life is the spell counter version of it.
right?
So I've been thinking about running it with the pendulum because I do have the pendulum cards in the game, and I think I have the at least one version of the other card in Citadel of Endymion, which is the field card for the spell counters. I would love to build my spell counter deck though in the game.
Yeah, I remember trying that too. I just it just wouldn't work out. It's just so hard to.
When it does, it's a lot. Honestly, I feel like it's a lot like the Dark Magician deck, except instead of needing good pull consistently, like I feel it's just about anything will set you up, but you do have to hit some requirements for it to work.
Right.
And when it does work, it is so satisfying.
Have you?
Uh,
Go ahead.
go ahead, Z.
No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna derail. What's up?
No, that's fine.
So I started two new shows this week.
Oh,
Um, the Cuphead TV show, which is
weak.
fuck you. Uh, it's interesting so far. Obviously it's not gonna be like the game because the game's just like a basically side scroller shooter. But I love the artwork from the game, and the show does the exact same thing. The voice acting is interesting choices for the voice acting, but I still think it's very good. And then the other one is I don't think I finished the whole first episode because I got busy, but the Chucky TV show.
And you were talking
Off
about
of,
that the other day, weren't you?
yeah, I was making fun of it while I was watching it. That one's okay so far. Basically,
I've
this kid gets the Chucky doll in
And they're
a
perfect for each
yard
other.
sale. And then at the oh no, I think it did finish the first episode because the first episode ends, spoilers, with Chucky kills the cat, his pet cat. And then so the kid builds this like he builds like these like mannequin sculpture things that are like really creepy. He takes like the heads and the body parts of mannequins or dolls and then he creates things with them. Um it ends with his dad getting drunk and destroying that thing. So not only did he just destroy his life, get his life project destroyed, his cat's now dead. And that's how the first episode ends.
all right. That's what's up. I feel like that show, like for the most part, all those diehards are going to be the only ones that really enjoy it. Because I mean,
It's a it's MTV Chucky is the way I see it. Kind of like how MTV has the Scream show.
yeah, but
Kind of like that.
I feel like Scream was worse. I mean,
Eh,
they didn't actually for Chucky they actually went out of their way to bring back the original voice actor, and then
did you watch the show though?
huh?
Did you watch the show though?
Hopefully, bold of you to assume he
No.
watches anything other than
Right. So I'm saying
One
like
Piece.
the plot points are it's like straight out of MTV. Like yeah, there's this killer doll, but also yeah, my cousin or like the kid's cousin makes fun of him for being or calling him out for being gay and uh like that one of the plot points is like he's starting to fall in love with this guy and this guy wants to fuck his cousin instead. It's just like it's MTV shit.
Yeah, throwing in their agenda. Yeah. I mean,
But
that's just a lot
it's
of
at a
teen. I wouldn't. Yeah, teen shows, I guess.
that's what I'm saying. Like that MTV teen shows. Like it's fucking Scream, Teen Wolf, whatever, but with Chucky.
Yeah, there's a lot of that going on.
Is
I
there?
mean,
Name one other.
name one other. Well,
Other
you
than
see.
Scream.
I mean, you got fucking Euphoria.
Euphoria,
It's a
I
little
haven't
bit
heard too much
more,
about it.
sure, mature. I mean, a lot of it more mature, but I mean, it still has its own agenda. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
there's just a lot of shows that throw that stuff in there nowadays, where it's just they have to have like a gay couple in there, which I mean, sure, that's cool and all, but when it
I'm
takes
fine
a,
with it.
well, yeah, when it takes away from the, I don't know, not the plot, but like the overall like story and I guess quality of the show, you know, it doesn't really help out. It's just like,
Mhm.
hey, we're just
So
putting that in there just cuz.
so with the Chucky show, I am 100% okay with like okay, they're making fun of the kid for being gay. Like okay, that is going to be an actual plot point because that's an actual like it's an actual thing, like kids get bullied because of it. So it's showing his life, kind of taking a bad turn. He's getting bullied for sexuality and but just adding the point of okay, now he likes this guy he just met on the bus, and like I'm just like they're gonna put this somewhere where they don't need to, and I'm like, and that's not like a thing. That is a why add a needless relationship to the show thing. Fuck that.
Right.
I mean, that's just going to happen now, like regardless.
I
I
mean,
think
they've been doing it for years because they've just been putting relationships in things needlessly for years, anyways.
right. I mean, I feel like more now than ever though. It's just almost
Well,
in every
that's
corner of a show.
that's where the interest lies now, I guess. 'Cause people are so
Yeah.
interested in who's fucking who in shows now.
Right. Have you guys? All right. Is Yeah, out of nowhere. A little sidetrack, more like a lot of sidetrack. Have you guys seen the the new Pokemon game that's coming out? Or like
Yes.
the three starter Pokemons for it?
Yeah.
Okay, what are your thoughts?
So I think they're cute.
They
Um,
have to be. Like the first ones have
yeah.
to always be cute as fuck.
My fucking problem is they are going to make them bipedal. Like they're gonna put them on two legs when they evolve, and they're either
Mhm.
gonna be like a fighting type or whatever, and I hate it. They do that with every generation. Like look at Decidueye from last generation. He's like the little Rowlet. He's the owl, and then they put him on two legs. Blaziken, chicken with like fighting type two legs. Like they do that with every fucking starter. It's just like give me just a fucking Pokemon on all fours or whatever in its final evolution form. Why do you have to make them look human? And
Okay,
I can already tell they're gonna do it with at least two of
but
these.
that fire one, it's already on two legs,
Alligator.
and it looks like it's an alligator.
It looks like an alligator, isn't it?
I mean, just the way it's set up, it looks like a mixture of that and like it could possibly evolve into a T Rex type of
Oh
Pokemon.
no, that's I think they even came out with the name, and its name sounds like alligator.
Fur alligator.
Uh, fur alligator.
Not fur
Furry
alligator.
gator?
What Billy?
Furry gator?
Everyone's really enjoying the duck though. I don't know if
Maybe
that's
not.
a
It's
hat or its hair.
Fue Coco. Oh, it's a croc, fire croc Pokemon, so it's a crocodile.
Mm.
Oh, the cat. The cat
Boy.
is the one where people are like, "Don't fucking put it on two legs." Like, who's the wrestling Pokemon? The one that's like a luchador.
The wrestling one.
Um,
Well, like Machoke?
A black and white cat?
no,
Or in
yeah,
black and blue?
black and red cat. It's a starter from last gen. It's a fighting. It's a fighter in Smash Bros. Um,
You like Lugia? Lucario?
not Lucario, no.
I wouldn't know.
Pokemon.
I haven't really focused on Pokemon in a long
it's
time.
Incineroar. Incineroar is literally like a WWE wrestler as a cat.
Nice.
That's not the one
He
I was
has
thinking
he
of.
has a WWE belt made out of fire around his waist.
Oh, I see it. That's
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah, and his so in that generation, um, they like animate their ultimate abilities or whatever. They added like this ultimate ability thing, and his is him basically body slamming, and the background they give it is a four-sided ring with ropes. So it's a wrestler, and it's him body slamming somebody. And
That's pretty cool. Do you remember how cool it was when you first saw Charizard like pick someone up and just like do the circle around the world
world.
and then just like take them down? Like that was arguably one of the coolest takedowns I've seen in that show, but I've never really gone past the Hoenn League.
in the show,
Yeah,
that's third gen.
I know. But like
You,
what
you
I'm
didn't
saying,
you didn't watch Johto. You didn't watch. I
yes,
don't
I
believe you.
did.
I don't believe
Yes,
you.
don't
I
believe it either.
did.
I don't believe you.
I don't believe
Okay.
him either. It's alright.
Name one Johto Pokemon.
Except
Bro,
for the one you were just
for
talking about.
alligator.
It's not for alligator.
Well,
Name one more.
all right, Cyndaquil.
Oh, fuck.
Cyndaquil was Gen 3?
Are you telling
two.
me I'm lying?
Are you
Yes,
gonna
we're
sit
told
here
you're
and tell
wrong.
me I'm wrong? Yeah, so that guy. Okay, the crocodile is probably gonna stay on all four, and I hope he does. I can see the duck becoming like
A problem.
I don't know. Shut up, Billy.
Just seeing the picture of those three starters, it kind of makes me want to pick up the game. I haven't played
Yeah.
a game since Emerald, so
Yeah.
Hasn't is it Jay been playing it?
Yeah. He's a big Pokemon guy. Right now he's doing he's trying to catch all the Pokemon, I think. There's like 256 in Pokemon Arceus.
I think
Which
all he's got are like the ultra rares now, right?
he was close. He was over 200 a couple days ago when I was watching. Um, shout out to Jay Never Stops on Twitch.
Right, dude?
But yeah. I want to play Pokemon Arceus. I like the idea of a open world Pokemon game. I wish so. I think this is what everyone wants for Pokemon, but give me every region of Pokemon in an open world fucking game. And the way Pokemon works, like in the anime, is when you go and fight a gym leader, the difficulty of that gym leader is dependent on how many badges you have. So like technically like Brock didn't have to be Ash's first opponent. It was just because Pewter City is right there. He could have gone and fought, Blaine, who is like technically like the 7th badge or some shit. And if he went up to him with 0 badges, Blaine would have just fought him with 1 Pokemon. So give me an open world Pokemon game where I can choose which fucking gym I want to go to first.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
And it doesn't even have to be like literally just give me a combination of Johto and Kanto and maybe Hoenn combined. Like I would love that.
I just want to see them
The very
adorable
best.
Pokemons.
Give me an open world Yu-Gi-Oh game.
Yes. We just talked about that, didn't we?
An open world Yu-Gi-Oh game?
No.
Yeah, an open world Yu-Gi-Oh adventure game.
No, we didn't.
Oh,
No,
okay.
not you and me.
Billy and I
Z.
said. So he's on the episodes where they're in like that video game.
Oh, okay.
He wants that to be a real thing, and I agree. Yes.
Well, they had 2 different versions of that, didn't they? There was one where they actually used the I guess the monsters to defend them, and then there was another one. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, unless it's that same one where I remember when Yugi actually had that Dark Magician as his armor.
I think you're thinking
believe
of the Shadow game when he was with Bakura for that one. Because I know when Bakura was in the Shadow, or when they were doing the Shadow game with Bakura, like Yugi was the Dark Magician.
No, it wasn't actually the monster that he was. Like he was just like wielding.
He
the
had
armor.
like the
he had the armor and the staff. Like he wasn't actually the monster himself.
I don't know. It's been a while. I know the one that I'm on right now. Like they just use the cards.
Like okay, the which one is this one that you're on? Like,
they just got the like the card they need to.
No. But is it still part of Duelist Kingdom?
It's like right after.
Right after? Okay. So the one that I'm thinking of is right before the championship of Battle City. Because you remember they get to an island or something like that, and it's they all end up being part of this virtual reality again. But this time, I forgot who the bad guy was. Because I mean, even Merrick was in there, and he was stuck in there. But I don't know. I'd have to look more into that one. But yeah, that second.
I mean, I'm sure I'll get to it.
Yeah, the first one where Billy's at is where they actually have to fight 5-headed dragon at the end of it.
Right. Yeah, I remember that second one. I think also Joey ends up having the Red Eyes armor.
I think he. Well, he just
Joey
did.
is Red Eyes Black Dragoon.
Hold on. I think you're still thinking of the same what's it called?
Arc?
Like same episodes. Because if this lets me screenshot it, No, it's not gonna let me screenshot.
No, fuck you, Brad.
See, because if you look it up, you'll be able to see it right away. Yu-Gi-Oh! Dark Magician armor, and then you'll see him wearing that armor.
Because I see. Yeah, this is being a pain in the ass. It's coming from straight from fucking Hulu that the screenshot's coming. This is fucking annoying. And now I can't drag and drop to my other screen. Dude. Technical
bet.
difficulties, dude.
Technical difficulties. All right, time to end the
Podcast, thank fuck.
And you tell me I don't have to worry about him anymore?
But so I think that, you know, that'd be fun to have a
Yeah,
like
open world
game
Yu-Gi-Oh.
yeah, I just put it in the general chat. That's what I just found. That's where Billy's at.
So how would you
That is not where I'm at.
how would you want it? Would you want it like
That's
like
a hard
actually
you're in, though.
going around with having like a dual disc on you, or like that virtual
Yes.
reality one?
Yeah, I'd say dual disc.
Yeah. So just
Well,
like full
you
blown
know-
Battle City, or like
Yeah.
GX.
Well, I mean, because the reason why I say dual disc is because then it's more like it's a more immersive experience, I would feel like, because it's like, you know, you're the one in there dueling, and it's not, you know, like I don't have to wear magician's robe and staff and be the dark magician to defeat monsters on my own. Like it's just duel.
I mean, you do. It's called LARPing.
That's another stage that we're not ready for. All right.
You know what that reminded me of, Z? That was actually one of my favorite episodes in Hawkeye, where he had a LARP.
Oh yeah.
Cause like that's so like you could tell, you know, he's just like kind of having fun with it at the same
Right.
time, but he's also like, I could just kill you guys.
The thing that comes to mind for me is I don't know if you guys have watched How I Met Your Mother, but there's this episode in the beginning where Ted was doing these random things just to get with a girl for the day, and like his response was always like, "Come on, guys, she's hot." And then one day he comes out of the bathroom wearing a full wizard robe and the Mickey Mouse wizard hat with a wand. They're all just laughing at him, and he's just like, "She's hot, okay?"
I get a lot of clips from How I Met Your Mother on TikTok, but I don't think I'd ever actually want to sit and watch it.
Yeah, it's not for
Um,
everyone.
but the things I see a lot of are they put a
Open house
lot
related
of
stuff.
they put fuck you. They put a lot of foreshadowing in there and a lot of
Yeah.
like I guess one of the like Marshall's dad or somebody dies
Yeah.
and
Yeah, the
they
fake
actually
countdown.
do the countdown, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Different things like that. And I think it also foreshadows like the ending where like the the mother is dead or she dies.
Well, I mean,
Um,
isn't that like the whole point of the show though? Is he's telling a story?
Yeah. Well, yes, but so like Marshall's dad, that whole thing
Mhm.
is, I think it was something like what, 10 days or 20 days Z
No,
for
it was a
20
lot more.
episodes. Or was it? Okay, so
Yeah.
but like let's say 20 episodes, right? For 20 episodes, in the background you saw the number 20 at one
I was
point.
gonna say,
And
isn't
then the
that where
next
they
episode
had
was
the
19, 18.
countdown?
Yeah, well, there were some episodes where they were doing multiple numbers at once, and you just had
Yeah.
to catch it after like a second viewing or so.
Yeah, 'cause they had one episode had like 3 of them in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
there's another one
things like that.
with Barney Stinson. Anytime he did like some sort of like math equation or whatever, he was always using the numbers 8 and 3, whether they were separate or together. And then there was another one. This was more of like an Easter egg because they had one episode early on, I think it was first or second season, where there was just a random pineapple in their apartment, and they never, throughout the entire show, they never explained like how they got the pineapple, but you ended up seeing it in like a random episode or two later on in the season, and it's just, you know, there is an Easter egg.
Right.
But yeah, that show was That show was pretty good at foreshadowing. It definitely got a lot of negative reviews by the end of it, though, just
Yeah.
because of the way they ended it.
People are pissed that she's dead. Like, you're gonna build it up just for us to not actually know who she is, or well, you know who she is, but
that's not even the biggest issue. It's the fact that they went 9 seasons, and when they finally showed her with Ted, it was only 2 episodes, and it was just a huge montage of what happened from that moment they met to up to Ted talking to his kids. So people just, it was just like, what was the point of all this? It was predicated on him meeting her, and then people would have wanted to see at least a few more episodes with them together, but it didn't happen. And then because of that, they were originally going to make a spin-off show with that same actress that played his wife, How I Met Your Father, but because of the negative reviews, they just never did it. And now Hulu fucking picked it up, and they're just doing their own thing with it. I haven't watched it at all. I don't even know what the reviews are for it, but I think I would have much rather seen the original version than this one.
The only thing I heard when the first episode came out is people actually really like it.
That's good.
But that was only the first episode. I don't know if it.
I mean, the only thing that really caught my attention was the fact that Hilary Duff was in there as a main character.
In the new one?
Yeah.
Interesting.
But that's about it.
What's the last thing Hilary Duff was in?
That's a good question.
Wasn't it Cadet Kelly?
Really, you look like someone who watched Cadet Kelly.
Her failed
you mean
music
you did
career?
it?
I watched Cadet Kelly. Who's the one that did? Who's the one that did Lizzie McGuire?
That's her, wasn't it?
Yeah, wasn't that?
Is it Lizzie McGuire? Is that her name?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, Lizzie McGuire.
It is Hilary Duff. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. No, Hilary Duff played the little cartoon version of
Lizzie McGuire played Hilary Duff.
Yes.
So it was
in the Lizzie McGuire show.
Yes. I believe you.
I thought it was Lizzie McGuire played Lizzie McGuire and Hilary Duff played the cartoon.
Lizzie McGuire was only 2 seasons. Oh, decent amount of episodes in it though, 65. I just remember like going on Disney and always seeing like Lizzie McGuire always fucking on.
So, for you privileged boyos that grew up with cable, what was your top show for that Disney Channel?
I wouldn't say Disney? I grew up with cable, but
man, fucking Phil of the Future, bro.
Phil of the fucking Future.
Phil of the fucking Future. That show is great. I mean, there was like an Aladdin TV show.
I heard that Dragon show was really good.
Which one, Dragon Tales?
No.
Making these nuts across your face.
No,
Gargoyles?
It was this Asian kid that can turn into a dragon.
Oh, Jake the American Dragon.
Yeah. American Dragon. Yeah,
Jake
that show's
the American
fire.
Dragon.
That was Disney's version of Jackie Chan.
Which was also an amazing show.
Jackie Chan Adventures was my shit, dude.
That was so freaking good.
That was for all the underprivileged kids having to watch Saturday, Sunday mornings.
That's what I had to watch in the beginning.
Shut the fuck up, Billy.
See,
everyone knows you were privileged,
all right?
And you had cable. Matter of fact,
Brad's whiter than I am.
Matter of fact, you were the first person out of all 3 of us, I bet, to own a PSP.
Probably. I had 6 of them.
There you go. I never had one.
Anger issues as a kid.
I borrowed one from someone. I never owned one.
Yeah, but then like your mom would randomly come up to you and be like, "Hey, do you want this console?" And you're like, "Sure."
So remember the story about how I just got doggy dicked in baseball on the championship game, and I didn't know it was a championship game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure So I think it was that. I know it was after a playoff game for baseball. I think it was that one. My mom bought me my 360.
Here you go, loser.
Hold
Go
on. So
lose
they
at some
bought me
other
the
game.
360 though, and this is some white privilege shit. But they bought me the 360 and bought me, I think, just Halo 3 with it. But that was it. They didn't get me live. They didn't get me any other game. They just got me. And if this is saying something, though, I still never beat that game on Legendary.
God damn.
And I think I had a 360 for 2 years before I got live.
2 years.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I probably had my Xbox for like maybe 6 months until my neighbor introduced me to live, and I was just like, oh shit, I gotta try this stuff out.
Z, how many Xbox 360 different Xbox 360s have you owned?
3.
Okay. I thought it was
maybe
like 4.
maybe 4. So the first one, original one, ended up getting the Red Ring of Death.
Red Ring of Death.
Yeah.
And that was after like maybe it wasn't even a full year, because I didn't have to pay for anything, or we didn't have to pay for anything. We just sent it, and they sent us back a new one.
Yeah.
And then I think no, that one actually stopped working too. Cause I think that was the one that we used to blow up behind in the backyard of Madden's house.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we used that one for to put fireworks in it and just blow it up. And
Which
then-
that thing held through all those fireworks, and it's still, I'm not gonna say it operated, but that thing still like was in decent shape.
Right. And then all I had was the Slim after that. So yeah, it was just 3 of them.
Ew.
Well, so there was one where you bought one,
Mm-hmm.
sold it, and
Yep.
then like maybe a month later bought it again.
Yeah. Yeah. But
Yeah.
They were both the Slim.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember going through this phase of just like selling, and because disc replay, dude. Like
Yeah.
I was just I liked that quick money shit. So you know,
Z was also high on having like a recent job or whatever too. So
yeah,
believe it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I worked at Burger King, but I was also doing landscaping for with my dad and my brother on the weekends. So I was just making a lot of fucking money, and just like, you know, I didn't know what the fuck to do with it besides spending it. So I just kept spending it.
well, around the
Just save
same
it.
time, I think it was when you got Burger King, I'm pretty sure, because that's when you, me, and Madden were like, let's find a game we could play together.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
we're
that was
like, oh yeah,
junior
let's get Borderlands 1. I played that, I beat it, I loved it. You played it for, I don't even know if you played it.
Maybe like 10
No.
minutes, and I didn't like
You
it.
played a little bit, and Madden, I don't even think touched it.
Yeah.
And then lo and behold, years later, you're like, oh yeah, I like Borderlands, and I went, fuck you.
And I
Like,
still
Z-Talk-
haven't beaten it.
Z talks so much shit about Borderlands,
Yeah.
and then yeah, but also Borderlands 2. Like, me and Z have tried playing Borderlands 2. We cannot get through that fucking game, man. Like, it's not a bad game, but I
Yeah.
get really bored with it so quick.
That's I just feel like those games, even though they're fun to an extent, for me at least, I almost always have to have something on in the background.
I think I need to smoke a blunt and play it. You know,
That
like,
might
let me
be
just
it.
relax and
That-
enjoy myself.
That might be it, honestly. Speaking of which, and I just always think of that time you had an edible, and you were just like, you fucking hated your life because this guy had an edible and ended up watching that Vitch movie, the two V's. And how did you
And that
like it?
movie's not even scary.
No, it's
It
not.
just made me so fucking paranoid because I was that obscenely high. Also, hi mom. I don't know if you're watching this one, but
I'm sure
I
she
was-
smoked weed before.
she has. And she said my dad did, and my dad got mad at her for telling me that.
Nice.
But yeah, no, like that
Shit
movie
happens.
just I was so fucking paranoid, and it got to the point where like it was like a really it was towards the end of the movie. Like I bet you there was like maybe a minute left of the fucking movie. Um, the the kid like there's like a goat or some shit. Like there's been a goat for the whole movie. Like that's
Yeah.
supposed to be like Satan or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
But like it's getting to the point where like the parents are like freaking the fuck out and like ready to kill their children. And I think the parents die or some shit. And like I'm in the middle of this and I'm
Yeah,
like
because
I can hear my own like thoughts out loud. You know, like I'm just like, what the? I'm seeing sounds at this point, and I'm like, what is the fuck is going on? Like I had so at this point, Billy, I smoke like a little bit of weed in my time, but not often, especially not recently at this point. And we decided to get an edible that was like just a pure ball of THC. It's like 100% THC, and I popped that bitch. 4 hours later, I'm like literally I started hearing like Kara would say something, and I would hear it repeating back and back and back and back and back. Like if she said hi, 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 and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So
I'm
like the,
slowing
the, witch,
down
the
for
witch is
you.
going on in the background. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like I'm freaking the fuck out.
Okay, but like
And
me
then
being sober and watching that movie, the only thing that was just really fucking weird and creepy was seeing how the mom hallucinated at the end.
yeah,
Because I think one of her kids died, or like the youngest kid died, or some shit. So she was just like in a
yeah,
crazy morning, and like in the middle of
they're
morning,
blaming the other kid.
yeah, she's in the house, and she's like, oh, he's actually alive, or she's, I don't know, the kid's actually alive, whatever, and she thinks she's breastfeeding the kid, and then like it turns back into reality, and there's a crow just like biting her nipple off. That was fucking weird.
For that it was just an uncomfortable movie if I had to describe it in one word.
Yeah,
Sounds about
I
right.
feel like that's how all those movies are. What's that company called? They they made The Green Knight, they made The Lighthouse, or they didn't make it, but they're like the company that published it or whatever. But behind all those fucking movies, there's always some weird shit going on, and it's almost always sexual.
Yeah. Um. So Billy, to finish up, I guess that night, we were trying to I'm like, okay, I gotta turn this off. We gotta watch something else. And then I don't know if she recommended it or it was me, but I was like, we should watch Rick and Morty. And then I went, no, that'd probably be the worst thing to watch right now while I'm like going insane. So we decided to put on Bob's Burgers. That's my comfort show, right? And it just happened to be the episode. Like we just randomly selected an episode. It happened to be the episode where they were selling weed for this guy and they didn't even know it. Uh, but so if I popped that edible at 3 o'clock, it really kicked in around like 6, and then I was 11 out of 10 high from 6 p.m. to I think I probably fell asleep around like 3 a.m. or some shit. Woke up still really fucking high, and I was supposed to like take care of home because she was supposed to go to work. That didn't happen. So we stayed in until about noon, and then noon like the hallucinating or whatever was gone, but I was still a
Mhm.
9 out of 10 high for like the rest of the day. And I think I didn't even go to class the next day because this was in college.
Oh shit.
And I do remember. So, and also in that night, apparently we went to the C store. Don't remember going there at all. I just
Naturally.
remember waking up to like a bunch of Twinkie wrappers and like drink on the ground. And then the day after, we went. I saw when I finally did drop Kara off. Um, I went to Wendy's or something and ran
Makes
into
sense.
an old friend there, and I don't remember talking to him at all. I just
Nice.
remember he was there.
Oh my god. The things you do for love.
Oh man. And you
That was
haven't
our Valentine's Day present to each other.
and you haven't smoked weed or taken an edible since?
Nope.
Yeah.
With a trip like that, I wouldn't either.
Yep, that was call it like 2017, 2016, or 2020. Yeah, maybe 2016. When did I start dating Kara?
That's a good
When
question.
was I in
Maybe you
college?
should
Started
ask
dating her.
yourself, not us.
When was I in college?
4 years ago?
At
Was I
some
in
point,
college
you were in
4 years
college.
ago? No, it's been
5
5
years.
years since I've been in college. Yeah,
Yeah.
Hey, I was close.
Time flies by when you're in a pandemic.
it's true. I was trying to think about it. I was like, when did I work at Enterprise? And it's been over 2 years now.
Yeah. There's a lot of things that are just coming and going.
But Elden Ring, that's
It's
forever.
forever.
It's eternal.
Eternal. Let's go.
So, I I'm gonna be fully transparent. I'm watching Twitch on the side right now. Timmy's just playing by himself now, but Timmy's been playing with Post Malone recently
yeah.
on Apex. Posty's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
He's pretty cracked, and watching him and Timmy play together is just really fun.
Well, he even,
Also, Post has over 200,000 Apex points. So he's paid like 20K for that he's put 20K into Apex.
yeah, well, he's got the money for it.
And his explanation was, "Yeah, I just like to be a little drippy."
I don't blame him. I
They
mean,
got some
he
cool
even
skins.
there because Timmy ended up posting a few of their games on YouTube, and one of them he's talking about, or like one of them, I think they end up winning or they end up making it into like second or third place, something like that. And Timmy ended up getting like 3,500 damage or something, maybe like 4,000 damage, and Posty's just like, yeah, man, like the most I've ever done was like 2,700. I'm like, okay, well, you don't really get that type of damage without being a little cracked, So
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think the most damage I've gotten in Apex is 26 something.
Supposed
That's
to
it.
get damage in Apex?
No.
I haven't gotten a single lick of damage in Apex.
imagine.
I don't even think it might be just like 24. I don't think I have a 2,500 badge on somebody.
I only have one, and that's for Rampart.
I know I have my 2K badge on like 8 different legends or something, but
Yeah.
never 25. We don't drop super hot. Like the people who are walking out with like 3K damage plus are dropping at
But on top of that, those guys are just
streamer drops.
they're not even looking for kills. They're just looking to farm half the time.
Well, so like Timmy, obviously Timmy's cracked and he's just gonna go fight whatever.
right.
But the strategy with those guys like Timmy are thirst every kill. Like, do not leave. Like, if there's a body on the ground, go and shoot that body. Like, don't leave anything behind.
Which is crazy. Like when you see someone on Timmy's level, after he gets a kill, goes into that box and armor swaps so fucking fast. Like
That's the one thing in Apex I really want to get good at is just menuing. Because if you can menu really fast in that game, you're armor swap, and then you can just
right. Especially when like every second counts within a gunfight like that.
right. Yeah, no, it's fucking insane.
Shooters, man.
But yeah, bro.
That's pretty much like the only shooter that I'm enjoying right now. I mean,
Oh, I can't wait till I'm burned out from it.
for the longest time, I want to say it was like 5 years straight. It was Siege. It was like back from the beginning. Billy used to actually play it, and then
We were on that every fucking day.
Z.
Yeah.
Look at Billy's camera.
Is it unfocused?
Okay, that's one.
Because I turned around.
That's one.
It's never gonna focus again now.
You just gotta stop moving. And just
I literally turned around to find the fucking bed.
exactly. You gotta stop fucking moving. So me and Brad had this little bet. Brad thinks it would have happened twice, and I thought it would happen 3 times, but it's only
I'm gonna
happened
be the
once.
Once and it's staying that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not
so
even focusing anymore.
If you guys are wrong, what do I get?
And Billy done goofed.
You get a brand new camera that you're buying for yourself.
With all your sub money.
What
All
sub
your
money?
sub-
I
Oh,
got
it's back!
12 subs. Damn it.
Just move a few more times.
Oh yeah, right.
Just once. Just once.
No, a few more times.
3 times.
Really? Why do you have a Halloween ball in the back over
That's
there?
been back there. The roommate put
Since
it back there because
Halloween.
it's got some candy in it, and I just didn't like the candy, and I haven't moved
Since
it.
it's February.
Yeah, I know. It's another reason I haven't eaten it. That's like Tootsie Rolls and shit
And
like
by
that.
candy, he means
We need
quantity
to-
pills.
We need to get you a picture or something to put behind you, a fucking poster,
Right.
just something.
Like if it
Oh, you
wasn't
don't
for
like
that
seeing my
desk,
black desk?
if it wasn't for the desk, it would almost look like you're one of those people in the madhouse. All you need is that straight jacket.
Office is pretty small.
You call that
Yeah.
an office?
Yeah, it's literally what it is.
That's
Harry
not an
Potter
office.
closet?
Yeah.
I mean, it extends out pretty far
There's a
over
bunch
to
of
the
locks
side.
on the outside. He just doesn't even know it.
He's locked in.
Yeah.
I wish. I
I'll
got an
let
inflatable
you
mattress
out.
up here.
What?
I got an inflatable mattress up here.
Those things are so uncomfortable, dude.
What, dude? This is the comfiest one I've ever fucking had.
I
Feels
could-
like I'm being sucked in on it.
I have never been
True.
able to sleep well on a mattress like that. I just
So,
I usually choose the floor.
yeah.
so I always end up sleeping well wherever well, I won't say sleeping well, but I
You
can fall
don't
asleep
sleep,
anywhere.
so any sleep you get is good sleep for you.
Right.
There are times where I'm waking up like every hour or something, you know. All those
Man.
flashbacks.
So obviously everything about having a kidney stone sucks, but the other night, I think I got up to pee every maybe 2 hours. Like there
That
was
fucking
some where I woke
sucks.
up like every hour, but it was on average every 2 hours I woke up to pee, and it's like just the not being able to get the REM sleep before a day of work is just the worst.
I'm just waiting for Billy to tell me when his liver's shot because of his drinking habits.
Oh, please, yours will be shot before mine.
Sight.
Billy,
Billy,
I mean,
you
tell
drink
me-
by the bottle. By the time
Yeah, but
I'm
I don't
drunk,
drink as often.
by the time I'm drunk, you're just like, oh, that's it, you pussy. I can keep going for the next 2 days.
we were just talking. We should have another
Archer drinking
Archer
episode.
drinking day.
As long as Brad drinks with us.
Now that he can.
Fuck it. I don't know if I can, but I'll
Look,
try.
If you want us to die, Brad, you have to join.
I think, I'm gonna go get some
Fun
booze
fact.
tomorrow, and I'm gonna play Elden Ring and drink in the middle of the day.
What
you work
is it
tomorrow?
with these fucking IPAs, man? They have the coolest art in the world,
They
but
taste like
god
dog shit.
damn, it's awful.
Candy was telling me, I think it's an IPA. He was telling me about. Well, I'm trying to find the message thread between him and I, but he had a cannoli beer the other day.
Hold on, let me sidetrack real quick.
Oh,
So-
what?
Cannoli.
Exactly. We were sophomores in high school, and one of our friends, she ended up bringing a cannoli for lunch, and you just see this big ass security guard pass by us, wide eyes, staring at the cannoli, and he's just like, cannoli.
And then this is like he wasn't like the hard ass security guard, but he kind of was.
He's one of the guys that are intimidating for sure.
Yeah. So seeing him act like that was hilarious.
Right. But anyway,
it's-
go on with
It's
that.
like it's just like a 16.5% alcohol content cannoli beer.
cannoli.
Yeah,
That just
But,
doesn't sound
I-
good.
I agree. The IPA people, like, you know what I mean?
It's
When I
like
say that,
it's
Yeah.
like the hipster version of wine tasters.
yeah. Like, oh yeah, no, this is so this is an IPA I got the other day called "Come from an Elephant's Ear." It's 3.2% alcohol. My friend told me about it on a hiking trip like 7 years ago or something, and you can only find it in the Alps. Like
Of all-
that's your fucking IPA, people.
Of all fucking names you come up with.
I just saw an elephant on my screen, so
And you thought of cum from an elephant's ear.
I mean, like that's how fucking ridiculous the names are for these things.
Oh shit. Have you I don't this isn't an IPA, this is a water. It's called Liquid Death. Have you guys tried that?
I haven't tried it, but I've heard of it. I love it how they post their review or like some of the reviews, and it's like, who would even name a company Liquid Death? Like, this is just terrible. I'm just gonna buy my spring water from Fiji or whatever.
and then you have it's actually called boxed water.
I've had boxed water.
How is it?
Water.
It's
Fine.
Is it better than
It's,
bag
water in a box.
It's like yeah, it's basically like cartons of milk kind of, but in a
But it has a twist top, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You just
so
imagine if it was like an actual carton of milk where you got to open it up and you got to finish it.
so I looked up some IPA names. There's the Albie Bock, BOCK, Mash of the Titans, Spruce Willis, Citra Ass Down, Cinco de Bayou, which is from Louisiana, Gourd of the Rings, Sexy Motherfucker. Yeah. Come from an elephant's ear.
All of it.
It's like I saw this TikTok the other day. Hey, what's your favorite Panic at the Disco song? And it's like, oh, you know, I ate a burger the other day open parentheses, but I still love you, close parentheses. And like songs like
I miss long names in a fucking song. They're just so obnoxious.
it's so
Do you
stupid.
remember their song "Thanks for the Memories"?
No, I don't
Well,
remember
that's
that.
not Billy, so
That's Fall Out Boy.
yeah. So I was telling my friend in college that I was
Not a
listening to
one
the
night
song,
stand.
and no, that was a girl I dated, and she.
No, I'm saying it's about a one night stand.
Oh yeah, no, exactly. And I was telling her
And
about
a girl
it,
he dated.
and
Yeah.
she was like, "Are you drunk?" And I'm like, "I mean, I've been drinking. Why?" And she's like, "You just look drunk." And I had texted her the name of the song, actually, THNKSFRTHMMR or MMRIES, whatever the fuck it is, right? Because they took out
MMORPG.
every fucking vowel because it was too long.
You know
Cool
what,
story.
Billy?
Fuck you guys.
I was like, where is this going? I don't know.
What a great
He
fucking
said
ending.
something along song that it fucking made me think of that. It was too long, so they shortened it. So thanks for the memories without the vowels.
This is exactly why Billy does not lead with stories.
That's why Billy doesn't fucking talk. Fuck you guys.
Just get
Hey,
unfocused again.
Let's get you talking about Yu-Gi-Oh, and then you'll be on a roll.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right. Or history. Or hell let loose.
Or history. Or how,
So,
I mean that's part of history.
Out of curiosity,
No.
I'm looking up like song names with long titles because I'm like, how many of these are Panic at the Disco? And there's "Lying is the most fun a girl can have without taking off her clothes." It's an obvious one. PJ Harvey, a woman, a man walked by, the crow knows where all the little children go. But number one, the Black Hawk War, or How to Demolish an Entire Civilization, Still Feel Good About Yourself in the Morning, or We Apologize for the Inconvenience because going to have to leave now, or I have to fight, or I have fought the big knives and will continue to fight them until they are off our land. That is the song name.
What a
Sounds about
clever
as jumbled
fucking
as this.
song name, though. This is Fall Out Boy. I'm like a lawyer with the way I'm always trying to get you off.
Yeah. Oh, they're geniuses,
pretty
man.
fucking clever. Hope is a dangerous thing for a woman like me to have, but
You're
have
the
it.
one who
Lana
said
Del
you
Rey.
like current Panic at the Disco more.
No, I like them. I don't like them more because I know there was
You never
only,
liked him in the first place.
there was
Well,
only a
I-
handful
okay.
of songs. There was only a handful of songs that I liked from them, and now, like, going back to them and listening to some of their newer music, I actually do enjoy more of their music.
So yeah, he likes him more.
I went through Pierce the Veil's Collide with the Sky. I like I like Bulls in the Bronx, King for a Day, all of those. Like I love those, but I never listened to the full album. That entire album does not miss.
Yeah,
That
Collide
is
with the
the
Sky is fucking perfect.
It's so good.
Yeah.
I went for a drive a couple months ago, just a night drive after work, and listened to that entire album, and that was so good.
Yep. I absolutely used to do the same thing like multiple times. What's that song? I'm thinking.
That album hits better than your Ohio is for emo kids.
So
I love
last-
is that's a parody song, right? I love that one.
so
Like 8 songs mashed in one.
Tangled in
Yeah.
a Great Escape.
Yeah.
I'm low on gas.
And You Need a
100
Jacket?
Sleepless Nights and Hold On Till
100
May. Those were my favorites.
100
But
Sleepless Nights is so good.
that whole album was amazing.
I don't think I heard the last one you said.
So
But, like,
funny,
Hold On
funny
Till May?
enough, Z.
yeah.
That one's
Hold On, Somebody's good.
Yeah, that one's probably like my favorite out of all of them.
That's like a suicide prevention song. So like
Oh, now I don't want to listen to it.
this last because you want to because so like this last May, since like TikTok really just started kicking off the last year or two, last May, the guy from Pierce the Veil put out a TikTok and he was like, hey guys, we all made it to May or whatever, and it's like people stitching it, because it's like a whole thing of like, don't kill yourself, like hold on till May type thing. But Z, as you said that, I have 100 Sleepless Nights is the song currently playing on Spotify right now for me
Nice.
when I opened it up.
God.
Did
I don't
you-
know if you've listened to that album, Billy, but you need to.
Oh yeah,
Did you ever
absolutely.
dive into the other albums?
I mean,
'Cause
I've listened
Selfish
to
Machines
a lot
was
of their music.
probably a close second, or probably the second
What?
after Collide with the Sky, where like the majority of those songs are really good.
Is that the one? Yeah, that's the one that had Caraphernalia on it.
Mm-hmm.
Paraphernalia is one of my
That's a
favorite
really good
songs
one.
from
Those
them.
are the 2 albums that I listen
Oh.
to probably
I-
the most, or the most songs from.
Besitos, love that
Bulletproof
one.
Love, I Don't Care If You're
Yep, Bulletproof
Contagious.
Love.
Southern Constellations.
I love songs like Besitos where they have like the instrumental in the middle of it.
Mhm.
That one has it. I think Paraphernalia has it. Bulls of the Bronx has it.
Stay Away From My Friends have it?
I don't.
No,
know.
that's
I
a
don't know if
slow
I've
one.
listened
That's a
to that
slow one.
It's been so long since I've listened to these songs.
I don't think I've gone through. I haven't gone through all of these albums, but I've listened to pieces of all of them. Collide with the Sky is the only one I've listened to front to back. Also, I love how brilliant musicians are, but like artists where they'll combine songs. Like in an album, one song plays into another.
Mhm.
And the first time I ever realized that was a thing, because I grew up just listening to singles. I never listened to like albums back to back.
Right.
The first album I ever bought was Minutes to Midnight, by Linkin Park, and
Mhm.
one of my favorite songs by Linkin Park was "What I've Done." And like you hear that in like the first Transformers movie, and it's really good. That song starts with the ending from another song, and I always kind of like felt like it did, and then I finally listened to the album, I'm like, oh shit, it actually does. It's so cool.
Right.
Isn't
Uh,
it Bleed It Out?
No.
No, is that not the one? Because I know
No,
Bleed It
Bleed
Out
It-
goes into another
so-
song too.
Bleed It Out is I don't know why I remember this. Bleed It Out is the 4th on that album. The
Mhm.
song I'm thinking of is the 5th, and then What I've Done is the 6th.
Oh, okay.
So Minutes
That's
to
close.
Midnight. So Bleed It Out. Shadow of the Day leads
Shadow
into
of the
What I've
Day.
Done.
That was probably my favorite song out of that album, Shadow of the Day.
That's insane that you say that. What?
Why?
Just like, so Shadow of the Day is good, but that album has Given Up, Bleed It Out, What I've Done,
Oh
No
yeah.
More Sorrow.
No, yeah, they
You
have
know,
amazing songs. Yeah, no, but it was between Leave Out All the Rest and Shadow of the Day that they
leave
just
out all the rest.
connected with me the most at the time.
Yeah,
And me being that emo kid, you know.
right. Yeah, you were
But
always the
like
Mayday Parade type, you know.
we yeah, I mean, it's true. Mayday Parade was my
Very
favorite band.
best album.
But like, can we talk about how Vic Fuentes and Kellen Quinn, like the first time you ever listened to their voice, or especially Kellen Quinn, first time you ever listened to him sing with "Sleeping with Sirens," you're just like, wait. When you found
Chick.
out, like, yeah, you found out it's not a girl.
Yeah.
Like,
I can't listen to the guys whose voices are that high. Like Pierce the Veil, like I can listen to, but like Kellen Quinn, like that's a little too high for me.
Aren't their voices that high though? Because like they tried doing grunge and shredded their vocal cords.
You're probably thinking of the guy from Bring Me the Horizon. I don't know.
I wouldn't know.
Remember, I heard that about someone. I thought someone said the lead singer from Pierce the Veil had that happen. I can't
um,
remember. It was too long ago.
You know who's constantly fucking up their voice is the singer from Avenged Sevenfold.
yeah.
Ain't that the fucking
Me,
truth?
so years ago, like fucking 5 years ago or so, me and Billy and like a few other people were supposed to go see. It was a tour with
Motherfucker.
them and I
Oh,
think Papa Roach, wasn't it?
I
And
think
they
it was them and like a few more,
no
wasn't
3 Days Grace. There we go. 3 Days Grace was a part of it, and they canceled the tour because the lead singer
killed
of
his
Avenged,
voice.
yeah, just fucked up his voice.
Didn't he get like strep?
I don't know.
Probably.
I don't remember.
So the only singer I know that's really done that to himself is Ollie Sykes. He's the lead singer of Bring Me the Horizon. Yeah, the way he screams like just destroyed his vocals, and he wasn't able to do screamo for years.
Damn. Yeah, I probably only listened to like 2 of their songs.
I like new Bring Me the Horizon, but old Bring Me the Horizon's
I think I have a couple
edgy
Bring Me
but
the
good.
Horizon songs.
I wonder what their top music is right now.
Every time
Uh,
someone talked about Bring Me the Horizon, I was always mixing them up with Asking Alexandria. I don't know why.
yeah,
I mean, they give off similar vibes, I feel like.
They
Yeah,
do.
Can You Feel My Heart?
yeah, it's semi-recent that people really like. I like Throne a lot, but he doesn't do too much screaming anymore. If you
Yeah.
listen to his old shit, like you could hear like how he killed his own voice. But
Well,
yeah,
there's a lot of bands that I could never understand how some of them they just luck out with the way that they're like fucking up their voices and stuff. They just luck out and it never actually like fucks them up or never like fucks them over in you know the process or their prime of singing.
right. I mean, you got to think that there's only a couple genres of music that'll actually happen to those guys too.
Yeah.
So one thing I saw, I forgot about this. So I saw Beartooth. They
Mhm.
The lead singer said, again TikTok, um in his newest album he wrote his first positive song in his entire discography, because he said that all of the albums up until now have been a story of his life and how he's feeling at that time. So
Mm.
all of like the bad songs are because he was in a bad place, and now he's finally kind of in a good place. And this is, see, I think he said this is gonna be his last album.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Well, Beartooth, those guys, they just like as soon as they hit mainstream, they just fucking shot up. Like everyone loved them. And
So good.
I've seen them
I only
twice
really like
live, and they're
two
just amazing.
songs.
They, I mean, even for the music that I don't really listen to for them, like yeah, there's probably like maybe a handful of songs that I listen to, but when I did see them live, it made me want to listen to more of their music because they're just that damn good.
Yeah. That's why I was happy when we went to the one concert. Like every single band there fucking killed it.
Yeah.
because
was
it was I Prevail, right?
Yeah,
I
before they
Prevail
were big.
before they were big.
Crown
That's our
Empire
little
was next.
that's our little flex there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
They got big from their cover, didn't they?
yeah. So at the concert, they teased us with that song because he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna play you guys a little song. You might have heard of it." And he starts to play the cover for Taylor Swift's song, and then he
Mhm.
basically goes, "Nah, I'm just fucking with you. I'm gonna get sued for that."
And then they cover it anyways.
He did another cover after that, I'm pretty sure, but he didn't do the Taylor Swift
Yeah.
one.
Well, they've got, because I knew them as a cover band.
Yeah.
A lot of
But
it was Blank Space, but there were a couple more.
all three of them killed it at that concert. Like none of
Yeah.
them sounded bad.
right. And especially
And like
Hollywood Undead, like I was expecting them just to be bad, just because I wouldn't say they're washed out, but they're past their prime.
I wasn't like I did not think I was gonna like Hollywood Undead at that concert.
Yeah.
Because like that was after I stopped listening to them.
Right.
I wasn't a big fan of
And
them.
we
anymore.
literally we almost exclusively just got these concert tickets for Crown the Empire.
Yeah.
And then we came out
And-
loving like all three of them.
Yeah, they were I wanna go back.
Didn't the
me
lead
go
singer
back.
for Hollywood Undead like leave the band and try his
They're-
own thing?
Deuce did.
Deuce, that's who it was. Yeah.
Johnny Three Tears is the one that stuck around. But Deuce left and he did his own.
But
Because I have one song from Deuce.
so before we end this, I just wanted to bring up a little story about that night when we saw them. It was at the House of Blues, and Crown the Empire, right before they start, their lead singer comes up and he's just like, hey. So mind you, at that time, it was in October, and I just turned 21. Brad turned 21. And, we get to drink at this concert. And the lead singer's just like, hey, guys, so last year we were kicked out of this same venue because I was drinking a lot and I got drunk or whatever. So they kicked us out because I was underage. And now I am 21 this month. And I was just mind blown. I was like, holy shit, we're like the same age as the lead singer. And he's just like, and now that I can fucking drink, let's do this game. All these people go up to the bar, order a shot, and then crowd surf your way up to me and try to like hold on to that shot for dear life so I could take it.
Yeah.
It was the coolest experience ever. That was arguably to this day that's still the best concert I've been to. Like
you and I both crushed a tall boy after that too, because it was between them and Hollywood Undead, and we both just crushed this big tall boy.
Oh yeah.
And oh god, we were both dying. We were sweating. We were like
Yup.
super thirsty.
Instead of
So
getting
went to the
water, we
bar,
get a tall
and
boy.
We got a big fucking beer, and we fucking crushed it.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Because so like our thought process, like we don't want to be holding on to a beer while we're trying to jump up in the crowd or whatever.
Yeah.
So we were just chugged up. It was like an 18-ounce beer or some shit. So we decided to just fucking down it in one go.
That was.
I wish I was 21 again.
That
My
was a
body
great night.
wouldn't hurt when I drink.
I wish my body didn't hurt when I get out of the chair.
Don't we all?
Body hurts when I get back in it.
When you get back in the chair. Oh shit! You got some
we're
other
talking to the
problems
guy
going
who
on, Billy.
we're talking to the guy who ran out of breath. Trying to
Up
tell
the
us a
stairs.
story earlier.
I just came back from up the stairs. I was fucking out of breath already.
You're taking these deep breaths after like every 2 words.
I thought he was just telling the story dramatically, but no, he was out of breath.
Right.
No, because I
I-
came up and then I went back down and I came up again and then I went back down again and I came up and I was like, oh my god, I'm fucking beat.
I love that shit.
The
You
life of a
forget-
programmer.
You go downstairs only to remember that you forgot something upstairs.
That's always what it is. Or like I go upstairs, like shit, I went downstairs to get some water. Go downstairs, come back up. Fuck, I didn't grab the water.
Story of my life. But on that note, it was nice talking to you guys. Time to
Ear.
end this podcast. So deuces, everybody.
I'll talk to you guys in a couple
Later.
days. I'm gonna go play some Elden Ring. So,
No, yeah, shut yourself in your closet.
yep,
All
because
right.
I have the next few days off. Let's go.
Deuces.
What? You have 2 days off?
3, bitch.